Hi YouTube. It has been forever since I have made a video, and boy have things changed in my life. I wanted to come on and I guess more so document my current journey that I'm going through, which is going through IVF at 36 years old. We are just getting started with the process. We've done a couple other things, but before I get too much into that, I wanted to kind of fill anybody in that's watched me from the before. I don't have very many subscribers. I think I only have like 120, and I don't know if any of you ladies are still even on here. But I just wanted to fill you in because a lot has changed in my life, and kind of what brings me to doing IVF again, because I really thought I was done after I did IVF and got my second daughter. So in 2018, I got divorced. In the summer of 2018, July, I went through a divorce and I moved out on my own for the first time in 10 years with my two daughters. It was terrifying and liberating, and yeah, it was an interesting time in my life. Rebuilding my life at that age with two children. Definitely not what I expected or anticipated going through, but I made it through. We got a new place, a rental, and we got settled, and things were going great. Life was getting along. I was co-parenting with my ex-husband fairly decently, and the kids were adjusting well. Everything was going great. And I honestly just figured that's kind of how things would be. I mean, I never wanted to be alone, but I wasn't really anticipating like getting remarried and I don't know what I really expected, to be honest. I just knew I wasn't necessarily looking to jump into another relationship. But that is exactly what happened. The end of the year, Thanksgiving of 2018, when I left that same year that I left my husband, I met my now current husband. We just recently got married last year in July, so we've been married just a little over a year now. And he also has two children. He has two daughters, a few years younger than my two, but they're about the same age gap apart. So we have, the youngest is 4, and the oldest, my oldest is, or the oldest of the 4 girls is 9. So we have 4 to 9, and we have 2 in the middle. And he has 2 girls, and obviously I have 2 girls, so we have 4 girls. And life has been good. It's been so crazy. It's a roller coaster and a ride that I never thought I would do again, or I would be doing. I didn't think I never in a million years pictured my life the way it is now. Ending a marriage and restarting your life is not easy, and I just never could have imagined. But at the same time, that chapter of my life came to an end when it did, so I could start this new chapter. And my husband is amazing and loving, and he's a good dad, and he's just everything I could have hoped for in a partner. You know, we always joke that we wish we could have met years ago. You know, we wasted all this time and, you know, to not be together when we could have. Hopefully our moms live like within 10 minutes of each other. So it's just crazy, the coincidences. But anyways, I'm getting like way too into our story, I guess. But yeah, so we got married, like I said, July of 2020. And then pretty quickly after we got married, he knew the situation with my fertility. We had both talked about maybe wanting to have a baby together. And that was something we were both really definitely interested in, but I knew I had my fertility issues. So we obviously weren't preventing, and we were trying without trying. I wasn't like, I don't think I ovulate. That's still kind of my consensus even to this day. Because even with my ex-husband, like, I never got pregnant. I've never been pregnant on my own. I've only been pregnant the 2 times that I did IVF. So I really believe that I don't even ovulate. So, I mean, it was fun trying, but nothing ever came of it. So after about 6 months, I talked to my husband and told him that we should go see a fertility clinic. This is all new for him, and he was definitely a more traditional guy in the sense. And so he was definitely a little weirded out. So So it took a little convincing, but eventually we got there and he understood. And so we went and met with the fertility doctor, the same doctor that I used to get pregnant with my 2 daughters. And he told us, because my ex-husband had an abnormal semen analysis and my current husband does not. So he basically recommended we try Femara or Letrozole, the generic form, which we did. We did 3 cycles, and they were successful in the sense that I did produce an egg. I did ovulate. Well, they gave me a trigger shot, so I definitely ovulated. We did timed intercourse, and none of the cycles produced a pregnancy. Obviously, that's why I'm here making this video. So after doing a few cycles, we just decided I'm not getting any younger, and we want to take a shot and go for IVF. And man, have things changed since I did IVF years ago. So with both of my daughters, I had a fresh transfer. I did a full cycle and then a fresh transfer, and both of those fresh transfers, I got pregnant. I did a few frozen embryo transfers after my first daughter and before my fresh cycle, because I did have embryos for my first cycle, and none of those resulted in a pregnancy. So then I exhausted all my embryos. So I had to do IVF all over again. I had to do a whole cycle and did a fresh transfer, and that transfer I got pregnant with my second daughter. So now the doctors don't really want to do fresh transfers, although I'm still trying to convince him that I think for my body and my situation, it worked well for me to do a fresh transfer. I know things have came a long way, and I'm not opposed to a frozen transfer either, but I'm waiting to hear back on the doctor if he's willing to do that. And the medication is still quite expensive. Luckily, my insurance covers the IVF doctor's portion. It's still a few $1,000s, but it's nothing compared to what I know some women have to pay, so I'm very, very grateful for that. But the medication is definitely still pricey, just like I remember years ago. But we're still going to try to trudge through. We're going to do at least 1 cycle. I don't think we'll do another, like more than 1. I think we'll just do 1 cycle, and whatever eggs we get from that, or embryos I should say, that we create from that cycle, we will do hopefully a fresh transfer, and I'll be pregnant, and that will be that. And if not, then we'll have those embryos to do some frozen transfers, and when those are gone, I'm 99% sure we will not do another IVF cycle. With him having 2 kids and me having 2 kids and my age and the financial strain that it puts on our finances, quite honestly, it just doesn't make sense for us to like keep going and pursuing it, and if we're not being successful, because obviously probably something, like I said, I'm really nervous that my age is going to play a factor, because I was a lot younger. I was 10 years ago, almost 9 years ago. So yeah, I mostly am making these videos, and I think I'm going to kind of start doing some updates too. One, because I documented my other IVF cycles, and I don't know if anybody ever found them helpful, but I love to look back and watch them, and one day my daughters will be able to watch them and kind of understand a little bit of the process and what I went through to get them here. And it's more, I guess, documentation for me than anything, although if there's anybody out there that's going through IVF or either needs support or wants to give support, I'm definitely here for that, because this was a huge outlet for me, and a tremendous amount of help when I went through the first cycles, because a lot of people, although I know fertility affects I believe it's like 1 in 4 women, now a lot of people in my personal life have not dealt with it, and so sometimes they just can't relate, and I know they're trying to be helpful, but sometimes they say the wrong things, or they say things that just are not helping my situation or making me feel any better. So I definitely would welcome the support, and I'm willing to support and anybody else that's going through any kind of fertility treatment. I'm just hoping, or I guess wishing, that there'll be somebody out there that will kind of come along the journey with me, and we can kind of lean on each other. If not, like I said, that's totally fine. And again, it's also just kind of for my documentation purposes. So the plan as of right now is to start stimming August 27th, and retrieval would be the week of September 6th, somewhere in there is what they're guesstimating. And then as far as transfer I don't know, did I say transfer or retrieval? I meant to say retrieval if I didn't. But the retrieval will be the week of September 6th, sometime in there. And then if we do a frozen transfer, it'll be sometime in October. If we can do a fresh one, then it may be like mid-September that we would do a fresh transfer. Also, anybody that's out there that has either gone through IVF more recently, when I was talking to them and like consents and things like that, when I did my previous cycles, we transferred 2 embryos every time, every frozen transfer or fresh transfer. And obviously with both, I only had a singleton. And now they really are pushing for a single embryo transfer. And so I just wanted to get, if anybody has any feedback or any suggestions, I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards wanting to transfer 2. The doctor's open to it, especially because of my age. I just was curious if anybody has any other research than what I can like find on Google or any personal experience with that. Because again, that's something that's new. Than it was, like I said, 7, 8, 9 years ago. They just transferred 2. That was the recommendation back then. So I'm not sure. Obviously we would love to have twins. That would be great, but we're really hoping for a singleton. Like that's the goal, is to just have a baby. So I don't know, I'm looking for any kind of feedback. Me and my husband talked about it too, and we're just kind of like, you know, I don't know. He's like, whatever I want to do, and I'm just like, I don't know if we should do 1 or 2. So again, any feedback you guys have on that would definitely be greatly appreciated. But yeah, so that's the plan moving forward, is like I said, stemming the end of this month. I'm currently on birth control, and that's about it. And we would do what did I say? Retrieval the week of September 6th, and then transfer TBD. They are putting me on Gonal F and Cetrotide, I believe, are the 2 main medications, which I think last time I did Follistim, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch my videos. But again, I'm back. I don't know how, I want to say I'll probably update more frequently once I actually get into the cycle. There's not too much going on right now. As I get more information, if anybody is even interested, I might update sooner. Otherwise it might be maybe like once a week for right now, because I don't have too much going on, quite honestly, until we start stimming. I have my teaching visit on the 24th. Also with my medication. I have to bring my medication. They're gonna teach me how to do that and do like a baseline ultrasound. So yeah, like I said, other than that, I really don't have too much else going on until then. So like I said, I'm back and I'm excited for this journey. I'm wishing baby dust to anybody else out there who's going through infertility or suffering infertility. I remember those days, and those emotions and feelings quickly came back when I realized and we decided that we did want to have another baby. And we've had a couple people announce that they're pregnant, which I'm happy for them, but I'm sad for me, and I'm frustrated that my body doesn't work that way. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like that. And I hate that it's a financial burden on my family for us to have another baby. And I don't know, I'm struggling with some things. I feel like I'm taking from my kids that I have here now to do this, because it is expensive. Although we've had a family meeting, and everybody, although they don't fully understand, they definitely understand there's going to be some sacrifices in order for us to have another baby, or to give them another sibling. And all the girls are on board. Again, they're small, so I don't know how much they fully understand, but they all want a sibling or a baby in the house. So I'm doing my best to include them, but I'm just definitely feeling the roller coaster of emotions, which I never thought I would be back here at this age doing this. So yeah, I'll update you guys in about a week or so. Again, if you are going through infertility or any kind of fertility treatment, please feel free to reach out. I would love to start having some sort of community that I can lean on, and that you guys could lean on me, and we can discuss kind of what we're going through. It's just nice to have people that you can relate to. Until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.